Hello,
And,
TV Land. This is Michael Catanzaro coming to you live.
Oh, when did you decide to get into tattooing?
I decided to get into tattooing one extremely inebriated St. Patrick's Day about 14 years ago.
What happened on the St. Patrick's Day?
I decided that I was done working in retail and that I was going to tattoo full time, that I'd been practicing, so I was like, I think I'm ready. So I decided that was what I was going to do.
What were you selling in retail?
I worked at Urban Outfitters actually for a while. So yeah, so a lot of actually housewares was my department. Yeah.
Did you run into somebody who also tattooed? Like,
I had done like a brief apprenticeship before I'd worked there and whatnot, and then I wasn't sure if it was for me, and I took a break. And then when I was like, yeah, no, retail's not for me, but I definitely think that I'd love to do art for a living, so
wow.
sounded like a good idea.
What was your art experience before making this decision like?
Just personal, just teaching myself how to paint, draw, that kind of stuff.
What would you consider yourself a self-taught artist?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Would you consider yourself a self-taught tattoo artist, if there's really any difference?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I did buy a lot of DVDs, and I did sit with a lot of people to try to learn some techniques that, obviously I couldn't teach myself. I didn't know them. So, I did invest a lot in that. I spent a lot of hours watching every DVD that I ever bought. I still have them, and every once in a while I'll throw them on for some fun, some inspiration, or it's so I guess I would say somewhat self-taught in the realm of tattooing, but
I could relate. I remember getting Mike DeVries DVD and like Brandon Bond. He was big in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a few of his. Yeah.
Atchison. Like he had
Yeah.
a lot of like.
Tattoo.
Is there any artists that you would attribute to helping a lot? Learning from.
Honestly, I mean, the people I've worked with, different times have been phenomenal for that, obviously. We're talking DVDs, I mean, I've had everybody's, whether it was Mike DeVries, Brandon Bond, Joe Capobianco, I try to go at it with a little bit of a diversified, look at things, because everybody has a different perspective, and they always bring in a different, bit of information that maybe one other person doesn't do, because as we know, I mean, Guy Aitchison's a lot different than Joe Capobianco style-wise.
Big time.
So, sure there's good information there.
What is your favorite style of tattooing, or what's your favorite thing? Do you have a subject that you prefer to tattoo on people?
Yeah, I really like pop culture stuff, cartoons, comic books, pop culture portrait work I'm a fan of, or animals. I love animals. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I really enjoy doing. Flowers, I actually really enjoy flower motifs a great deal. Those are just always nice. They always stand up well, I think. Kind of timeless.
Anything you refuse to tattoo?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, anything hateful, racist, anything like that, any sort of, negative rhetoric, I'm just not into that. So, I don't do any of that.
A lot of people would love to be in your chair, What kind of advice do you give to any aspiring tattoo artists?
I have the same probably advice I was given, which was study all the different types of art and practice all different types of art, and just keep drawing all the time. Draw, paint, whatever it is that you can, just keep going. I guess that's what I was told.
Who gave you that advice?
Action Dan Rick did.
Really?
Yeah. When I was I was battling my way out of my basement.
Yeah.
And I kept going up there, and I would talk to the guys for a little bit. And one day he was like, "Look, man," he was like, "just invest in all." That's actually where the DVD thing came into play. Was where I was like, "Okay, well, this information I can receive easily." So I started buying all the books and all the videos and everything, and I just kept that piece of advice very closely to myself. Like that's just how I wanted to do it. Because I mean, I respect his work and what he does. So I was like, he obviously knows what he's doing.
Wow, that's really good advice. Steve at American Pride, you gave me advice that always stuck with me. And he laughed. I said, "Do you have any advice for me?" And he laughed and said, "Don't fuck up."
That definitely sounds like Steve.
It really, funny enough, as shitty as that was, it really stuck with me.
It does though.
I was like, fuck, man. What's the most rewarding thing about tattooing?
There's a lot I find to be actually really rewarding, I guess. A lot of it is like the reciprocal relationships that I've built. Like, I get to stay with like one of my very good friends in life right now, and I met him because of tattooing. I think that's super rad. That's like a really cool thing. Just there's so many cool things to it that and it affords a different life to like, kind of like, I don't know, get to enjoy it and do art for a living. I think that's phenomenal. It's pretty cool.
What does it take to be a client of yours?
Don't be a dick.
Fuck yeah.
I'm pretty cool otherwise, I feel, but like, just not much really. Message me, text me really, yeah. Or be on time. I appreciate that greatly. But otherwise, it doesn't take a whole hell of a lot.
Well, where do you see yourself in the future with tattooing?
Hopefully I'll have other people tattooing, and I'll be watching over them and stuff like that. Watching the next generation come up and start doing their thing, and just supporting that. I think that would be fun.
Anything in the future of tattooing as an industry that you foresee happening? It's a big one.
Yeah.
I came up with that on the fly too, so you didn't have to. You can just win
anything in the future. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe easy anesthesiology for some of the clients. Affordable anesthesiology, so we can work quickly and I guess almost painlessly for our clients. Maybe something like that.
All right. So, what do you like doing in your free time?
Going with my wife and my dog for a lot of really long hikes on Belle Isle and little adventures like that. If we're not running around to different shows around town and whatnot. That's pretty much what fills my days off. If not being in my home studio to try to do some painting and a little bit of drawing for myself.
What's your favorite tattoo you've ever done, or what are some favorite tattoos that you've done before?
Man, there's a lot of really fun stuff. I don't know. I'm really digging this Michelangelo right now. This is my favorite one I've done today. But yeah, I don't know. Actually, I just put a little photo together like yesterday of these two Jokers that I did in 6 years apart, and it was one of those things where I was like, oh, wow, the new Joker. I'd be like, that's pretty much my favorite Joker I've ever done. The old one, it was like Heath Ledger, but it looked like he'd been hit in the head with like a ball-peen hammer a few times, like in the face. So otherwise, not good is what I'm saying, but it got better. So, but there's been some really fun stuff. I've done, right off the cuff. I mean, just anything really like in the pop culture, 80s and 90s pop culture realm. I just love doing all that stuff, so it's hard to pick a favorite.
Are you accepting new clients? And if you are, how do people get a hold of you?
Only always, and through text is actually the most efficient way, to do that.
Now, I know you have a ton of animals, so
we do.
This next question.
Yes, sir.
is are you a dog or a cat person? But I mean, go into as much detail as you want with this answer.
Okay. Both. We have, like you said, we have a lot of them. We have 3 cats, 1 dog, and 5 ferrets, which all have their own beautiful, unique attributes. They're all a lot of fun. They have their own personalities, and it's so we love them all. Like, really, honestly, can't say that I like any species better than any other species. That's not really. Yeah, I just think pretty much most animals are pretty great.
Soft or hard shell tacos?
Oh, it's usually hard.
Yeah.
Usually hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local Dorito. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. That's all I got. We already went over style and all that. Style and preference and all that. So that's all I got, Mike.
Okay.
Anything else you want to leave people, the internets with, or anything, or?
Internet, be good to each other, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you.